Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video is my 6th update for my project pan for 2024. I can't believe we're at the 6th update. We're at basically the halfway point of this project for the year, and I'm doing this in Team Project Pan style, so it's rotating. Quarterly refreshes, but I kind of just refresh, like pull stuff out if it's not working at any point in time and add stuff at any point in time, because I'm also doing 24 in 24 or 2024, and that's happening, hopefully. we're gonna be able to do it. It might be a photo finish, but we will figure it out. Apologize if you hear some background noise. There's some traffic issues, so there's like police whistles going off. My little foster Eeyore has some pretty epic tippy taps at some times. They are a little bit noisy, but he's a senior man. He is allowed to do what he wants to do in life. So let's get started. Not a very exciting update, I will be honest with that. This is the only items that is close to being done. So it's not done this update, but I feel like it'll be done the next update. So the first item is the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. Yeah, we're getting really, really close to the bottom of this. I think I'm close to even cutting it open at this point. If I waited a couple days to film this, I potentially could have had it finished, but you know, kind of just had to get this filmed today. So yeah, and I like this. This is not the first time I've purchased it. It won't be the last time I've purchased it, but I will definitely want to try other primers before I repurchase this one anytime soon. So last month this was 23.96 grams. It's now 19.5 grams. I just realized I didn't calculate any of my differences. Hold on. So that is a difference of 4.46 grams. This product too is also like the biggest difference. Everything else is fairly minimal. We had a bit of a slow makeup month, and sometimes that just happens. So this project didn't get a whole lot of, it got love, but it was slow love. Just we moved the needle a little bit this past month. So the next item is the first of two foundations. So this is the Missha BB Missha Perfect Cover BB Cream in number 22. Primarily the foundation that I use most days. I have a little bit of it on today. I did kind of a combo of this plus a concealer kind of thing together just to see how that would work. It was the NYX Bear With Me concealer because the version I have is just a little too deep, but this is kind of getting too light for me right now. So it was nice to try and combine a couple of them. So yeah, this is getting used. Like, we're getting through it. I definitely don't think I'll have an issue finishing this year. But it would have been nice to finish it kind of end of summer, and I don't think that's going to happen at the rate that I'm using it. But I'll definitely pretty confident that I will have this done by the end of the year. So last update, this was 57.13 grams. It's now 55 grams even. That's a difference of 2.13 grams. The one thing I want to make mention here is my scale. I think I need to buy a new scale. It was doing some weird things today. Like let's just jump ahead to my Winky Luxe unibrow. It never changes weight. It's always 9. And when I was trying to weigh it today, it was 9.1. And that's a big enough difference. Like a 0.01 is not a big difference, but a 0.1 on that scale is a big enough difference to be like, that's not right. So I don't know if it's like the battery's dying or something on it. Like I kind of had to like shake it and like move it around on my desk, and then I'd weigh things a few times, and eventually it was like settled, but it wasn't quite right. And like, yeah, that, I feel like that, what do you call it? I was gonna say eyeliner. It's not an eyeliner at all. The brow pencil from Winky Luxe, like, it's always 9. It's been 9 since the beginning, so it's like steady. So yeah, that was just kind of weird. And it went up. It was 9.03. Well, it went to 9.1, and then it went to 9.03 after kind of like fussing with the thing, and I couldn't get it to go below that. So I feel like my things are off a little bit, but we're just gonna roll with it anyway. I know I'm using things. The next foundation is the Covergirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. I didn't even draw a new line on this because it's like, I, again, didn't use this one very much. I used the other foundation more. This one's just a little bit heavier, and I'm just not feeling it right now. I think it's going to be really tricky to use this guy up this year. I'm kind of looking at it now, and I'm like, maybe this wasn't a great idea to put this in the project. I think I'm going to keep it in the project just to keep getting some progress done on it, but I probably am going to slow down on this, and because I want to use, you'll probably have just seen, I've already posted it, my face products for my makeup inventory video, and I have the Tarte Guard, and that's like I think that's the oldest foundation I have. outside of this one, and I'm like, I want to get more of that one done, and I feel like I could get better progress on that one than this. So I was like, I don't really want to swap out this entirely, because I don't want to forget about it, but I don't know. We'll see. At this point, I'm just going to keep this in the project, and we'll just see if we can make more progress on it, but if we don't, we don't, and I'm just going to play with the Tarte because I don't think I can finish the Tarte one either, but I feel like I can make better progress on it because it's more of a thinner foundation. It's also a deeper tone, so it'll go well with the Missha BB Cream, if that makes sense. So anyway, last month this was 109.39 grams. It's now, or sorry, it was 110.19 grams. It's now 109.39 grams. That's a difference of 0.8 grams. Again, if you've watched my videos in the past, that's a very, very low number for a foundation for me. So I feel like that's off a little bit, but I also know I really haven't been using it a whole lot. So again, sorry if the lighting is going in and out a little bit today. It's a partly cloudy day, so when it's like that, the sun comes out and it gets really bright, and then it gets covered by a cloud and it gets really dark. Next up is my concealer. Now, I feel like I've been using this a little bit more. I'm feeling a little bit more hopeful with it for this guy and thinking like maybe I actually will finish this year. The circle in the middle is not getting bigger because I'm really just working around the outside. I'm not really focusing in the middle. I'm just kind of wearing down that like rim. So that's something that you can't really see visually in the pictures because it's like a depth thing, but I can definitely feel like putting my finger in it. I'm kind of like getting kind of under the side now, like if that makes sense, because there's sort of like a little lip on this. It's hard to explain, but there's a little bit of a lip and the product kind of goes under, and I'm seeing that, yeah, I'm kind of, the stuff that was on the edge that was easy to access this way is not so much easy to access this way. It's starting to dip into the sides a bit, but I'm not specifically working on that center. Maybe I should spend some time on that center just so at least it visually looks a little bit more productive. But yeah, I am working on this. It is working for me right now. Like I said, once my skin tone gets a little bit more color in the summer, it's not a whole lot. Like I don't purposely tan, but even putting sunblock on and I'm out walking the dog and stuff, I still get a little bit more color over the summer months. So last month this was 27.32 grams. It's now 27.24 grams. That's a difference of 0.08 grams, which again, it's not a whole lot. Not sure about that on the scale, but I can definitely tell that I am using it. I'm starting to use it a little bit more and focus on it a little bit more. This is the product that made me realize something was not right with my scale, because this one like went up, and I'm not so sure that was right. So that says like something's off here. So yeah, I didn't talk about what this is. This is the Marcelle Luminous face powder. It's the face powder that I'm using, but it's not just the Marcelle powder. I have mixed in a Wet n Wild powder because the actual Marcelle powder is too dark for my skin. It's fine. I'm not loving it. Even though I've combined the two powders, it's still a little deep, and it's not even deep. It's got a lot of pigment to it. That's the issue. I wish it was more translucent. The Marcelle powder is just not translucent. Even though it's called translucent, it's not translucent. So I really just want to finish this guy out. Now that it's summer, I probably will be able to get more use out of this guy. So last month, this was 47.62 grams. It's now 46.73 grams. That's a difference of 0.89 grams. Next up, we have the bronzer. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. Again, no pan. No pan, but even when I turned it there, you can see there is a bit of a dip. You can see it. I'm pretty sure I can see it. There is a dip in there. I can definitely feel it. I don't know how far away from pan we are. It is a mini. I feel like I should be able to hit pan soon. But dreams of finishing this are slowly being dashed. So yeah, this was another product. So it was like, I didn't remeasure this one, but according to my scale, it didn't change, at least the initial settings. So it was 26.33 grams. It's still 26.33 grams. I know I used it. Maybe not enough to like have a major movement, but I did use it. So I don't know what happened there. So that one's kind of off. And again, I didn't go back and remeasure this one either, my blush, but I didn't use this a whole lot, but I have used it. So this one has some visual change to it. I talked about, you could kind of see the dent of the inner circle. Well, I'm actually like, you can see the metal now, the inner circle. We've broken through and hit pan again, just barely, just on the edge there, just a teeny tiny bit on that inner circle. I'll put the side-by-side photo up, and maybe it's a little more visible there. So yeah, again, I'm pretty confident that I can finish this. Actually, I got pretty motivated. I just did the inventory video, and I was looking at my Tarte Blush Bazaar palette, and I was like, dang girl, you did a pretty good job on that palette. I was so hard on myself when I was going through that palette because I was comparing myself to Kat from Beauty News because she like powered through hers. I still don't know how she did that, but I was like, dang girl, you did do a good job on this. So I'm, you know, hopeful that I can finish this. I'm pretty confident that I can finish this out by the end of the year. So again, weights on this one. We're just going to call it a little bit of a wash. Last month it was 12.44. It's now apparently 12.42. It's a difference of 0.02. I already talked about my brow pencil. Let's move on to the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Glitter Glue. So this one has changed a little bit. Again, this one when I first measured it. And then I was getting some weird stuff. Like at one point this was measuring out like way smaller, and I was like, that's not right either. Like there's something wrong. So there's definitely something wrong with my scale. So we're gonna take the numbers this month like with a bit of a grain of salt. Maybe that means they'll like have a big jump next month, which would be really cool, but who knows. Anyway, this is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance glitter glue. I have used this quite a bit, I feel like, and I did kind of use a bit of a product because it wasn't like, it sort of separates sometimes. And like a big glop came out, and I was like, oh, that wasn't quite mixed in there. So I kind of had to like make sure I gave it a really little squish. And I think I can actually finish this out by the end of the year. Like I'm feeling like there's really not that much. Like we're down to, I'm just trying to squeeze it down. We've got about this much left, which I feel like is doable by the end of the year, or pretty close to it. So I'm pretty happy about that. And again, I'm trying to finish this up before it goes bad. So last month this was 10.56 grams. It's now 10.51 grams. That's a difference of 0.05 grams. The lip balm that I'm using on the regular is the Blistex Lip Medix. Typically I'm using this more as a lip mask at night. I don't really reapply it, but it's been really good. Like I've been really dealing with like dry lips lately for various reasons. So this has been handy, but it is pretty intense. Like I don't see myself purchasing one of these anytime soon. I feel like it is a bit overkill for me. It's not really necessary, but it is nice, and it's one of those ones that like when I wake up in the morning, I can still feel it on my lips, and I love that. Same with the Laneige one. It's not like sitting on top of my skin. Like there's some of it's definitely like worn down, but it still feels smooth on my lips. My lips still feel smooth. They still feel like hydrated and protected, and I get that with this too. Just yeah. This is definitely medicinal, what, I don't even know what, it's like what's the word I'm looking, like a eucalyptus-y mint, like it's very strong, so it's a little intense for wearing, you know, I don't wear it multiple times in a day, I basically just apply it once in the evening. So last month this was 18.34 grams, it's now 17.8 grams, so that's a difference of 0.54 grams. This guy didn't really get used this month because I lost it for a while. I forgot about it. It's my lipstick in Pepper from Bite. I mean, it is pretty tiny. It's pretty good shape, but I'm kind of like stressing now that can I even finish that by the end of the year? I don't know. I would like to, but I don't know if it's happening. It's such a pretty color. It's not what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing a different lip color today. I should have just put it on to get a use out of it. But anyway, last month this was 7.46 grams. It's now 7.45 grams. That's a difference of 0.01 grams. Next up is my hand cream, which should have more use in it, but it really has not had use. Again, forgot about it. Couldn't figure out where I put it for a while. Then I found it. So I've been using it the last few days. I'm like, oh yeah, let's get some use on this before we do our filming. It's going slow. The scent on this is pretty strong, even though it's like a non-scented one. It's called Restorative. Definitely a pretty strong scent to it that sometimes I kind of just don't really like. So that's, you know, a lesson for me. If I'm buying a hand cream, I've got to make sure I really like the scent. Last month this was 30.03 grams. It's now 28.15 grams. That's a difference of 1.88 grams. Next up is my mascara. So we did finish out that Manna Kadar mascara, and we moved on to the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. I don't love it. It's one of those plasticky ones. I like that it's got a curve. I do prefer the curve over just the long one that like the Sky High has. I am wearing it today. It's fine. It's fine for every day. It's not too clumpy. I do get some volume out of it. It's not as bad as some other ones where like I feel like I get nothing out of it. I do feel like I get some pretty good volume out of this one. But it's not like a favorite, if that makes sense. But it's fine. It's usable. I think I'll probably just keep in the project for 3 to 4 months, and then we'll say goodbye to it. So last month this was 23.7 grams. It's now 23.58 grams. That's a difference of 0.12 grams. The one thing I was going to mention about this product, like how I know I really like something, is I just keep grabbing it. And with this particular product, I pick other stuff over it. Like my mascaras are sitting right there, and I tend to pull them out like constantly because I'll pull out a waterproof one when it's raining, or I'll pull out my tubing one when I just like know that I'm not going to spend time trying to take mascara off, or it might be raining that day, or I have like the brown mascara because I feel like I want to do a bit more of a brown look. So yeah, like this guy I don't prioritize it, if that makes sense. So that's how I know I don't love it, at least not right now. Maybe once it dries out a little bit more, I can see myself liking this a bit more. Again, I'm one of those people that like a really thick, drier, voluminous type formula that's maybe not super natural. I just like the way it looks better on my eyes, especially when I'm filming. I do like more of a richer, thicker look for my lashes excuse me, when I'm filming. I added this in last time and it got like barely any love from me, but we did use it a few times. This is the ColourPop lip liner in Contempo. Again, the lip products other than my lip mask didn't really get any love this month. Just didn't. I kind of, again, forgot about this. Wasn't really a priority. So I want to try and remember to use this a little bit more for the next month. So yeah, because it's not very big. Like it's teeny tiny. We've got not a whole lot left on this, although for me that'll take like till the end of the year to finish. So last month this was 4.33 grams. It's now 4.3 grams. That's a difference of 0.03 grams. The last thing I added last month was this nail polish. This is the Julep nail polish in Drew. Why is the camera deciding it doesn't want to focus on me? Hello, my face is right here. This is going okay. I was thinking about adding another nail polish in because I have one that I might finish before this one, but I was like, I don't know if I really want to throw it in or not. Actually, maybe. Let's grab it. It's right here. I can even draw a new line on this one. So let me finish up with this guy. So this is what I have on my toenails right now. And then you can see last month I was at this line. This month I'm at this line. So I'm definitely going down. I can definitely see myself finishing this in about 2 to 3 months without stressing myself out, like wearing it a whole lot and like reapplying. I think I've worn it, I'd say 2.5 times because I've worn it twice. Like I did my toenails today, so that's second time. But then when I did it the first time, I kind of had to fix it a bit. So I used it was like a half use, I guess, and just on my toenails. So yeah, I don't think I'll have any issues finishing that. The only thing that's a problem with this is the formula is getting really old to the point where it's not drying properly. So I have to be really careful and use like a thin layer, and then I have to put a top coat on it to make sure it like seals it in. Otherwise, again, the reason why I had to do this is a half coat. It'll get all like, even if I let it dry for like 8 hours and then put socks on, it'll like ruin it. This one is also kind of in the same boat. The formula is getting kind of old, so I have to be careful. It's a little bit better than Drew because it's a little bit thinner. Again, it's a Julep one in the shade Caitlin, and this is the second Caitlin I have. I actually finished one of these already in a previous project years ago. So again, I could actually draw a new line on this because I did wear this once already. So you can see I'm a little bit below that line that's right there, but we'll start at that line. I haven't weighed it yet, so I need to weigh it. And then next month, because this is more summery for me, and I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, I could totally fly through this summer and just finish it up over the summer. So I kind of really want to do that. That's sort of the goal, is to finish this one by like mid-September for sure. We're gonna add, so I talked about this last month, because I'm concerned about the concealer and I don't think I can finish the NARS concealer, I'm gonna put in another one because I'm pretty confident I can finish this one. So this is the CoverGirl TruMatte Concealer. I've discovered something. I was 2 years old when I realized this. This foundation is in M20, warm beige, and then this is in M200, warm beige. So let's just swatch them next to each other because I think they're supposed to coordinate. How funny is that? That was not planned. I think I bought them at completely different times too. I'm just so curious to see shade beside each other. Yeah, they're totally different. And I've talked about this with that concealer. Even this foundation being warm beige, I feel like it still leans, the foundation leans definitely more peachy than yellow, like more orangey than yellow. And then the concealer, you can see the concealer is a great match for my skin tone, but my skin tone is more pink based. So, of course, it's getting a little blown out now. Yeah, there we go. You can see them right there. So yeah, they're not even the same, even though it seems like they line up in terms of numbers and naming. So yeah, this concealer, unfortunately you can't see through the side, so I can't mark it, and it's not visually appealing for you guys, but when I open it up and kind of look into it, the product is sort of stuck to the sides a bit. I can sort of scrape some of it off, and I can see that I'm down, like we're down here somewhere with the actual product, but there is stuff stuck to the sides, and it is a bit of a thicker formula. So I'm probably going to use this more kind of like a quasi foundation type thing and try and finish it up that way. Again, maybe mixing it with the Missha BB Cream. And then finally we're adding in 2 eyeshadows. So I feel like I talked about this at some point, or maybe I talked about this in my head at some point. But I have 2 eyeshadows here that I feel like I can easily finish. So let's just do it. Let's just get her done. This first square one here, like obviously is like so close to being done. It's from the NYX Warm Neutrals palette. And then this one looks like there's more because it's covering the whole, I just stuck my nail in it. It's covering the whole bottom, but it's been repressed. So it's literally just on the bottom. And it's like a very soft lilac color from the Carly Bible palette. I'll swatch this one. Swatch both of them. It's very pretty. It's like a pinky lilac, so it's not too cool toned. It's not too purpley, where I don't feel like I can get use out of it for like a soft, summery look. This one's really hard to swatch. It's very soft. But again, this one fits well because it's in between with like my Pan That palette. They're lighter colors, and there's no color like this in at least the Charlotte Tilbury one, so it'll work really well with the Charlotte Tilbury one. It's a great crease shade for me. So you can see the 2 shades right there. Again, they work even well just like as a duo, those 2 shades. So I think I'll have no issues finishing those up in the next few months. The purple might take a bit longer. I feel like the brown is going to take, maybe by next update, the brown might be done. If not, end of August for sure. I feel like that mid-tone brown can be done. So I was actually going to say, I was going to wrap this video being like, we're finally at 24 products in this project, but we're actually now at 25 now that I've thrown this in. Although, of the 25 products that are in this project, I'm not finishing all of them out. I missed a product. I missed 2 products. Let's back it up here. So the first one is my eyeliner. Again, this one hasn't had a lot of love for me. I've been playing with brown eyeliners recently. So this guy took a little bit of a hit this past month, but I mean, it's getting pretty tiny. I know I'm going to finish this. I'm not worried about that. It's the Estee Edit, the Edgiest Kohl Shadowstick. It's actually, I think, supposed to be an eyeshadow stick. The weight on this like had very minimal change, which is very odd because previous months, again, I had a lot more change. So again, that's where in the scale and like there's something not right here. Last month, this guy, I think I read numbers wrong for some stuff. Anyway, last month this was 12.44. It's now 12.42. That is a difference of 0.02 grams. I feel like I read that number for something else. Editing Ann will figure this out. And then the other thing was my single eyeshadow here, or single highlighter. Again, the weights on this one were kind of wonky, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right, but we'll just go with it. It didn't change, but I know I used it. I know I didn't use it a lot, but I did use it. So, and I know like I've got a decent dent in this guy. So I don't know what happened there. But anyway, this guy did not have any weight change either. It was 6.79 grams last month. It's still 6.79 grams apparently. So we'll just go with that. Although the previous month was like really big. So that seems even weirder to me, honestly. So yeah, we're up to 25 products in this project. I think I'm going to cool my heels on that until I finish a couple of things. The priority is to finish those eyeshadows, and I think the primer and at least one of the nail polishes. Those are the things I can finish up fairly quickly, I think. I do want to get a bit more movement on this. The reason why this is slowing down though, or I'm not worried about it, not that I'm not worried about it, but the blush in my Pan That palette is much brighter. It's more summery. So I'm focusing on that over this right now because this will be better like fall and winter. So that's where I'm kind of, it's going to be a little bit at odds because I want to finish it, but I don't want to shoot myself in the foot by delaying it too much. You know what I mean? Am I making sense? Like, I know I'm going to push off using this a little bit, but will I push it off too much that I end up like sabotaging myself and not finishing it by the end of the year. I don't think so. I think we'll be fine. I think I'm overthinking it. So that is my 6th update for my project pan for 2024. If you like this video, feel free to give it a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.